Hey, everybody, this is Andrew, and welcome to episode 85 of the Jaguar podcast. In this episode, we're going to be discussing the Jaguars signing Seattle Seahawks defensive end Cassius Marsh. Before we jump into this, I'd like to extend a huge kudos and thank you to all of our healthcare workers, our doctors, nurses, firefighters, police officers, EMS workers, EMTs, and servicemen and women. Huge thank you to all of you. Thank you so much for protecting us during this coronavirus crisis and epidemic. We really appreciate it. So thank you again. So let's jump into it. We signed Cassius Marsh, defensive end from Seattle Seahawks. Do I think this is a huge signing? No, but I think it is a good one. I think it's going to add a lot of depth to our defensive line, especially to our outside pass rush. This was announced on April 6th, and, I think it really is a good move because I think, it's going to add a lot of depth, like I said, to our outside pass rush. I think, Cassius Marsh really reminds me of Josh Allen. He is more of a pass rusher. He's a great outside contain guy. He does force turnovers, and that's really good. I mean, because our defense really needs that. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with Ngakoue? I think he's probably going to be traded. And, again, this guy, I don't think he's a really good run stopper, but he is great against the pass rush, or a great pass rusher rather. And I think he's going to be more of a rotational player. I think you'll likely see him rotate with Josh Allen. And I think, I'm really hoping that the Jaguars go for Chase Young, because I feel like, Chase Young's a little bit better than Ngakoue against the run. And the nice thing about Cassius Marsh is he's a good pursuit player. I mean, he's gonna chase the play down, kind of like Josh Allen. There were some criticisms, some of the film I've been watching against Chase Young and his effort, chasing plays down. So maybe Cassius Marsh, would be a nice kind of like complement to that. Again, a nice combination too. We have a lot of depth, I feel like, at the defensive end position with DeJuan Smoot. Kind of, I feel like he'll probably be filling in more for the Calais Campbell. And he's on his contract year, so I think he'll be really stepping up. He had 7 sacks last year. So, DeJuan Smoot has a lot to prove next season. But I think, this guy, again, has a lot very similar to Ngakoue, has a lot of strip sacks and forces fumbles. I mean, when you look at his career stats, he's got 159 tackles, 14 sacks. He's played for a couple teams. I mean, Seattle Seahawks, the 49ers. It's kind of funny. He's got this, whenever he sacks somebody, this kind of, I thought was hilarious. When he sacks somebody, he's got this like karate kick thing that he does after he makes the play, which I thought was kind of funny. But nonetheless, I mean, I think he's a good pickup, and is really going to add a lot of depth to this defense. So, let me know how you feel about this pickup or signing. Leave me a comment on the YouTube video or podcast episode. If you're bored, stop by my Twitter feed. I'll have some, surveys going up there and some nice content if you're bored. And, subscribe to the channel. Leave me some feedback on Apple Podcasts. This is a podcast, and it does help me when you leave feedback when I put together these episodes, videos, and content. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Stay away from the coronavirus. Go Jags, and I'll see you next time.